Gears 4 is out, Optic is dominating the scene.
Yeah.
Echo Fox has a team to do it. They have god-tier players. The question is, what do they need to fix to come out on top and dethrone Optic?
You know what the thing is?
They beat themselves.
I feel like individually, I feel like Echo Fox has all the skill in the world, and that's not where they lack.
No.
It's other issues, and some in which I can't see. Some are just internal. Some are mental. Who knows? You know, but the Echo Fox fans do get restless. They do get a little tired because they've been waiting. You know, like, hey, when we get in our championship, you know what I'm saying? We thought y'all was gonna do it in Mexico City.
So in the offseason, Echo Fox had a great pickup in Kyle. Kyle was taken out by Summons. People are saying, you know, hey, does Echo Fox need a team change? Who needs to go? Kyle, Toy, you know, who? I say nobody. The team is great, man. They just, I honestly feel like it's a mental block that they have because they're, this is fast.
This is fast. This is a fast round in the midst of our conversation.
Right.
Toy, the last man off for Echo, but Optic is not laying around. You see what Explosive did, though? I just want y'all to peek that out. He put a shot on the guy, but he let him walk past him. You know why? Because he knew he had teammates. He was waiting for the second guy. He knew what his role was in that entire fight.
Yes, Echo Fox. It's looking pretty slow right now. Optic came out swinging. The one thing I like about Optic, as you saw right there, Optic likes to wolf pack. Okay, Optic, when they make runs around the map, you know, they have a real buddy system. It is not just 2 players. Sometimes you see them running up with 3 players, you know, 4 players to capture hills and whatnot at the same time. And I think that's where they stand out, like when it comes to these other teams.
Because all of them be on the same page.
Yeah.
You know, however it works in their communication, and you guys can, you know, tune in to when they play the 2Ks to see how it works. But when they win a team fight, and they usually win team fights without losing any players in the process.
At all.
So when that happens, somebody either calls it out themselves saying, hey, I'm staying back, or the players just look around and they see their spawns. They see that, oh, I'm the first one. Let me go. Oh, I only got 1 guy in front of me. I should go too. It's only 2 guys here. I should go as well.
You know why?
And then you see the guy that's the 4th, 5th spawn. It's like, oh, man, they all in front of me. Let me just chill here and cap this. Or let me go watch the flank. They know what they need to do without being told most of the time.
Look at the stats right now. Echo Fox had only 1 kill that round. But like you said, I'm following up on Optic Gaming. When you look at the players, I mean, every single one of them can go off at any given moment. But when they do have those group fights, you have players like Kenny and Summons. Even Explosive sits back and they have their lance trap to help out their teammates because in the end, that's what's more important. Because the glory comes in winning the round, not the fight.
And the glory comes from winning as a team and not individually.
Exactly. Go ahead, Blaze. Preach on them.
Nah, you know, I'm a feed off you, dog. Okay, keep feeding me, bro. Keep feeding me.
I like what I see right now. Praise the top player in UE. He went absolutely off and got 2 kills right there. Echo Fox answers back with a quick domination. 1-1. You know what? I want Echo Fox to win this.
You do?
I do, man. You know,
that'd be fun. I can't. Oh, have they? I'm trying to think in my head. When is the last time Echo Fox beat Optic Gaming in a 2K, if that has ever happened? You know, we see Optic.
Has it happened?
Well, we've seen Optic not make it to 2K finals.
Yeah.
But that's, you know, we've seen that because of losses to, you know, E United and, you know, maybe, you know, yeah, we've seen them lose to E United twice so far this season. And, you know, maybe, nah, just E United, you know, so far this season. But, you know, but Echo Fox beating Optic in 2Ks, maybe once last season, twice.
I want to challenge Echo Fox, man, because they have franchised, to me, one of the smartest players in the game. And they know why they're losing. You know, they get up in rounds and, you know, like, you know, everything breaks down only against Optic Gaming, no other team. I've seen Echo Fox wipe the floor with Ghost Gaming and these other teams. But something happens when they play Optic, and I want them to figure it out. I want them to figure it out.
If Echo could win back-to-back, I don't care if they went back-to-back in the 2K, back-to-back in the event, whatever it may be. They just need to win back-to-back in something against Optic in order to like just break that mental block.
Yeah, hands down. Like I said,
to get that, you know, keep that confidence against these guys. You know, you can talk to them and they say, oh man, yeah, we don't care, you know, get these guys, we're gonna go out here and we're gonna bang with them. You can say all that stuff, but you know, we know what happened in round 13.
I don't say it's too late for Echo Fox to actually show that they're a top team in the game still, because a lot of people they said, okay, you know,
It's a
Toy,
long season.
Right, they say Toy needs to be replaced. Franchise has him on a leash. What happens? Toy goes completely off in Mexico. People are now, you know, putting the blame on Kyle and other players. I want to see these players, you know, shut.
If you
these
had
guys
to,
up.
if you had to put blame on anybody, Velly, who would you put the blame on?
Why would you ask me that, man?
Because I want Ryan to tear you up in that MG chat. You, got
you know
going
he's
on.
gonna do it too.
Yeah. Who you gonna put it on?
So, I say just the way they run games against Optic, because there's parts where you see the mental breakdown. They're up in numbers, they have power weapons, and then just die. I'm gonna need franchise, you know, like, you know, pull out the belt and put people in check. You know, if we have boom shot and we're up in numbers, don't make this stupid play. Don't let this guy win the 1v2. Granted, mental is gonna do mental stuff, but do your best and not put yourself in a position to let that happen.
Well, I will say Fran is a good leader, and that's one of the things that make him excel in his team. When you compare the leaders of both these teams, Fran versus Explosives, there's a key difference in that. It's a key difference when you put those two players side by side.
Skill. Skill. Hands
Skill.
down.
It's as simple as that. You know, one leader has more skill than the other. And that's just, it's clear cut. You can't really argue who wins 9 out of 10 times in a 1v1.
So the argument of leading by example goes in the hands of Explosives, because Explosives can say, y'all need to pick it up, and then he can get a 3-piece, a 4-piece, 5-piece. I've seen it. But, you know, franchise, that's not common.
It's not that common. You know, we've seen him.
He can do it.
Yeah, we've seen him play like out of his mind. You know, we've seen like the things that he can do. But when we're talking consistency, you know, we're talking a whole different ball game. And even just raw skill in general, you know?
Yeah. Once again, I don't think this team needs to break up at all. Those rumors, you know, you have to kill it. I just think that this team, I mean, maybe if we see another performance like we did in Mexico, I'll answer your question more thorough. How about that?
Another Echo Fox?
Another Echo Fox.
Okay. If we see another, so you saying if we see another top six placing in Mexico, then you can really know who to really put the blame on when it comes down to Echo Fox.
I personally think it was a fluke. I feel like they're still a top 2 team. But if Ghost Gaming emerges as that top 2 team still, they still have to prove it to me. You can do it one event, but if you do it consecutive events, then it's solidified. If Ghost Gaming can knock Echo Fox, or someone else can knock Echo Fox out of that top 2, something has to happen.
It really does. And but when it comes down to those top 3 teams, top 4 teams, whatever you want to say, I think the real travesty is that Explosives is out here winning all this money. He's still playing with Vibration on.
He plays with Vibration. I can't even look at him the same no more. What?
Like, I think that's the real travesty. How y'all letting this man play with Vibration on and win all this damn money?
There's one player I really want to talk about on Optic. Viewers at home, like I said, unselfish gameplay wins championships. Kenny's on top of the board right now. He has more downs than kills right now. But the one thing about him is, he can win shotgun fights left and right. Kenny can bang with the best of them. But what Kenny does for this team, he puts himself in a position with a Lancer to where he helps out his teammates in fights that he knows that they're going to be in.
Yeah. I think next to Fran, Kenny is like one of the last remaining players who really has that true Gears 2, Gears 1 mentality that the pro players used to have back then, because of all the people he played with back in Gal 3, you know, over the years. You know, just the lessons in which he picked up from players like Prospect, so to speak, you know, Prospect and Nick. So I think that mentality does so much for this Optic Gaming squad, because a lot of those players never experienced what it is to play with people like them. And it's a completely different feel. The way how you practice, how you play, how you shoot, it's a completely different vibe. But Echo Fox,
moving in,
they showing us a good vibe. Making these plays with the boom shot, and that's gonna be good. And they're gonna get that wipe. And Echo Fox is gonna tie this up 2-2.
There's one thing I like about Echo Fox. It comes at a bad time. It happens when they lose against Optic, but even though they will get second place or whatnot, they're pissed off. That grunt scared me. But they're pissed off.
Yeah.
Like they hate it more than anything.
That's
they don't
true.
go home and say, "Oh, we got second." They hate it.
That's true.
And I want that fire to build up inside of them.
So, you know how we talked about when we saw this map on Damn earlier, and we was kind of criticizing Supremacy's placements versus Fable's placements. As you saw, Optic Gaming on the first round in which they lost, boom, went down low. They went automatically towards the fight. Echo Fox, they picked this map because they know this is their best chance of beating Optic Gaming on this map. This is their best map. If they don't take this one, I don't see them taking it serious whatsoever. So,
not at all.
So yeah, they have to come out swinging on map number 1 if they want any chance at even going a distance against Optic.
Kyle with the clutch nades. He gets a double kill on Icy and Explosives. By far, 2 of the deadliest players on Optic Gaming. But Echo Fox is all down.
Yeah, that's going to be a wipe. And you already see, even before the first player came off a respawn, somebody's already on top of their home hill. In this situation, as we said beforehand, folks, it's a little bit harder. Mental actually didn't make the proper play. Because Mental said, you know, he thought about going to the home hill. He saw his teammate was there. Mental couldn't get to B in time, so they knew exactly what Echo Fox was going to do. Mental took the boom shot. He brought it over towards the B hill.
He's trying to give it to Kenny.
Yeah,
that's why he did that.
But also, that was where he needed to be, too. Because that was going to be Echo's next play, was going to that B hill.
Echo, one of the teams that are better known for their rotations. They're making a push over to that A hill right now.
Kenny got all the power weapons.
Listen, that's just what Kenny does.
But you see the play out wide? You see how many? That's 1, but there's 3 more players to Kenny's right, or at least 2. All the way out there deep in the cut. You see them, they fight people in spawn. but that's what you gotta do. And I told you guys in the last damn we saw, you just see how they take the pressure, how they force Optic to push off that B hill. Now that's leaving an opening for Echo to get inside that B hill to kind of fight for it. But they still gotta win those fights at the end of the day, and Kenny's still picking up 3 kills with this boom shot.
And he has not been killed off. Yes, this is great. Summons with the big kill on Toy Soldier. The question is, can they win over here on the B hill? I'm gonna see Mental do some classic Mental stuff. That's one thing I haven't seen from Mental lately.
So we have one of our, we have our expert Gears Award, specializing in statology, Prodigy. He says Echo has beaten Optic 4 times in 2K.
Wow.
3 of these were in a row, and all of them were in the semifinals. But that all happened when Icy was banned. Ever since,
so it doesn't matter.
Ever since he came back, Echo hasn't won.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because you remember Ghost had the first seed before the
You're
first
right.
event in the off season.
Right. That's when Optic was running around with shots.
Thank you, Prodigy. We appreciate you out there.
Shout out to Prodigy. If you guys don't follow him, this guy keeps track of just about everything Gears eSports related. I love him. My favorite Brazilian.
It really is. But yeah, and that's an interesting stat. And they haven't beat him since then. So I don't know what the other one time is besides the 3 in a row. Oh no, never mind. He said all those 4 times were when Icy wasn't on the roster. But ever since then, Echo hasn't been able to get that number. It just shows how much of an impact Icy has had on his team. All right, let's see. You see the score going up.
That's what I'm giving to right now. It looks like Optic is doing the bare minimum to win at the moment, even though it's 2-2. It's not like they're doing anything special to come out of cloud this one.
Kenny said on Twitter that Optic has not played 100% since Atlantic City.
I think he's.
And that was the first event with Icy on the team, and that was the first event in which they felt like they needed redemption from Mexico City. They needed to make a statement.
That's insane.
And I want to say in Atlantic City, Echo Fox still reset the bracket on them in Atlantic City, if I believe correctly, coming from losers bracket. I think they reset the bracket, but then they lost in that last set. But let's see what's gonna go down.
There's one thing I like to say. I have some beef. Okay.
You got Intel Vel got beef. Everybody, how surprising.
When people lose, they like to make excuses. Listen, I love everybody, but
yeah,
I keep it real.
That is annoying.
I keep it real. So that last show match we just saw, Rise against FYC.
I saw it.
You saw it?
I saw just multiple tweets on my timeline.
Okay. But people are saying, hey, why do people try so hard in show matches? Like, relax. No, this is prime time, baby.
Yeah, like if you want to so what we need to understand as viewers and as casters and because we did it when we were players, is that
right
when you take an L, you're gonna say whatever the hell you gotta say to make sure the team morale stays up. Man, for some reason my ping is 2 points higher. I don't know what it is. It's a weird day for me, but that's like internal team stuff, I believe. Oh, Echo, good opening, great. Getting a boom, getting opening kills. Now let's see how quick they can move. You got Fran. He's moving towards the home hill. This should be. Oh, hold up. Is this his or Kenny holding on with those incense? My question is, whose home hill is Fran on top of? That's okay. Okay, they got the round. But I
because you know what we don't see? We don't see Echo Fox losing and say, "Why does Optic try so hard in 2K finals?" You know, I feel like when you're at this stage and you're a professional in the game, you go all out.
People, yeah, you're gonna have L's and what you got to take. You know, at first, but I was gonna say I was gonna give France some criticism because as the boom shot player, you need to take the boom to your opponent's home hill. But he knew in which, however, his team broke off. I don't know if it was a miscommunication, but he knew in which he had to get his home hill, and he still made it back in a decent enough time. But to go back to your other point, I agree. It's just I don't.
Tomb Raider partners with Lucasade Energy. Lara Croft beats deceptively beautiful, dangerous island. Travel puzzles, fathers in tweed jackets, maps, locks, tombs, henchmen. Really massive gargantuan jumps. Like this. Forests, obstacle courses with big spiky things, falling, archery, caving, the sky, more falling, swimming, hide and seek, explosions, and cliffhangers. Lara Croft's energy beats everything.
I've seen it for years. People make excuses after whatever, any loss that they can take. Oh, they played too hard. They played too tough. Don't hate on somebody for giving it their all. You know what I'm saying? You gonna hate on me for whooping you up for giving my all when you was half-assed. That's your problem,
right?
Bro.
But as a man and you lose, what do? Do you complain and make excuses?
You just say GGs and keep on going. And a lot of people, like, you gotta say, good game. You know, good luck. I see you at the event. That positivity goes a long way. But but for FYC and advice to y'all, in that type of situation, if you're in a positive person in a negative situation, you will win that.
Always.
So if somebody comes at you with some BS, say, hey man, it's okay. You know, good luck. And you keep it rolling.
I mean, you win.
You keep it rolling, and that's how you win your second fight of the night.
Exactly. So, once again, shout out to FYC Zerp. I love you, baby. But you know what? Let's keep it real. You guys have stuff to work on. I want to see you guys go far in Vegas. Make me proud. All right? Right now, score is tied 3-3. Optic Gaming against Echo Fox in round count.
All right. I'm not surprised to see this at 3.5.
No.
I think more times than not, we see Optic and Echo kind of tied up in the half. Really, it's the second half. Ooh, that's what you need out of your main player. And you, praise the Lord.
My man took a break and came back nasty.
And, you know, and that's exactly what you need. But usually in the second half between these two teams, you really kind of see who pulls away with it to close the game out. Who kind of stacks this momentum. And now you got two heels in favor of Echo Fox. Echo Fox looking to come out with domination. And now you got Solars on the turn up. Kenny touched the heel, but two shall fall, and nobody else is in position. And Echo Fox, you know, they're going to pull away with another lead.
Solars and Kyle absolutely dominated in that home hill. And a lot of people don't know that Solars came up.
This is their first lead, actually.
With Optic Gaming.
You said Solars first came? Yeah,
Solars
exactly.
came up with Optic Gaming.
That was where he started back in Gears UE, you guys. He was on his team next to
Gilbert.
Yep,
Mental.
Gilbert, Mental. Lava.
Lava's gone now.
But yeah,
so,
but it was Gilbert, Mental, Lava, and Solars. We had the brain fire. I was like, hold up. It wasn't Summers and it wasn't Kenny. You know, and it wasn't Icy.
So Solars has a gun skill.
Oh, no,
and as we saw, he had 2 kills. Kyle picked up 2 kills as well. Kyle has 19 kills.
I just think everything's right in the Gears universe, and Solars isn't playing with Optic. Just because of the fact it makes things interesting. Because
I like it.
Yeah, I do too. It makes for good competition.
It gives Echo Fox that extra, you know, flame to beat them because he wants to beat his old team.
Yeah.
It has to make him sick to see his old team beat him every event in the final.
And also, you know, Solars can ask himself, you know, which org would you rather be a part of, Echo Fox or Optic? That's a whole nother story, though.
Yeah.
Different perks to each one.
So if they play their cards right, Echo Fox should run away with this round right here. They had 5 dead at once. Domination came through. Blaze. Can Echo Fox make a statement?
Oh, this
Can
is
they make a
good.
statement?
I'm about
Or
to
does
get real
Optic Gaming
serious.
turn up a little bit?
I'm about to get real serious in this one. If Optic's going to turn up now, folks, it's going to be in this next round. We're about to see with this weapon placement. You know, you got the boom falling. Maybe they put the nades and sands on platform. Okay, I like it. But this is where, you know, Optic, this is what they care about the map. The boom shot, even some nades on platform. This is set up exactly how they want it. And as I said before, the only way that Echo Fox will even has a chance at beating Optic is if they got to take map number 1 on Dam. If they go to map 3 Reclaim, you know, in that bowl, that's an Echo Fox fight that's more favorable for them. You know, that fight goes in favor of Franchise and Solars rather than Mental and I believe Gilbert. So.
Look at what they did though. I like that drop of incense because Echo Fox has been bullying the boom shot so far. So Optic Gaming, as you saw, Kenny right there picked up the incense, took out Solars. Optic is trying to take control of boom shot by the middle of the map.
Yeah. Let's see. Mental will be able to get this boom shot. 2 minutes to the next one. Kyle full red. Look at this. He's debating if he wants to push, but he took too much time and he took some shots in the back. He really didn't even have a sweet spot to get his health back. So, one boom shot wasted. Echo Fox still does not have control over their home hill. Optic is getting control over theirs, and now putting their first points on the board. Let's see how Echo Fox wants to get out the situation.
Things worked out as planned. Optic Gaming went by their plan, picked up incense, got map control. Now they're up 2-1 hill advantage. The question is, can they keep it up against Red Hot Echo Fox? But I want to see more from franchises. They have to continue being aggressive because, I mean, Slade-wise, they were bullying Optic. And that's something that we would like to see. They would have to keep up that type of consistency in order to challenge this team.
They do. And this is the round in which, this is the big round for them to win as well. I think this is a must-win round for Echo Fox to put Optic on their heels
you can't make
and
it
backs
close
against
again.
the wall. Yeah.
No.
Make this 6-3, and you can almost guarantee this map. You can pretty much, you can 96% guarantee this map for Echo Fox. They take this round.
They're going for the triple.
One boom shot left in the chamber. It's gonna
There
connect.
we go. Solars has to win a 1v2 right now. Oh.
But Mental is doing mental-like things, and Kenny's gonna get wide. Solars cannot sit in this position, and he will fall. That's 3 down, and now they have tabs on the last 2 members of Echo Fox. I don't know if this is the position for Kyle, and they're gonna finally find him. I was gonna say he should probably just run, and so this will be a wipe with the kill on praise.
I didn't like that play, man. I feel like Solar should have backed up and saved his life, and I felt like Kyle would have been all right if that was the case as well. There becomes a time where if you can't get the domination, stay alive.
Yeah.
Because even if you get, you know, the 1 kill or whatever, but, you know, it's 2 teammates come and clean you up, you do nothing for your team. Back up, give your team time to come over and help you out, and keep that Lancer out, because you can stay alive and extend around and eventually get that domination.
Optic knew that it was time to play for the boom shot. That was what needed to happen. They got on platform. They knew incense was up. Got the incense. Using those incense to get the boom shot. They got 4 down. They know exactly where Fran is. He's gonna be able to take 1. But what can that do? I think maybe Summons may have an incense in his back pocket as well. Summons got the boom shot. Optic should be closing this round out, folks. 1 kill left. Yes, they will. And that's the round in which Echo needed to win. And it's
Optic. Yeah. Echo needed to win it.
Yeah.
Because if you keep it close at Optic, they're just going to take it from you.
they will edge you out.
They're bullies.
Let's see. But Praise is the real bully out of these 10. We know that. That's,
Of course.
you know, he is the king of bullies. So
Best player in UE. Top 3. Gears 4.
That's, yeah, most definitely. 100%. All right, let's see. Block. I'm down with a block. I want to, yeah, don't have anything else affecting these fights.
Because right now everything is even between both teams.
Interesting. I wonder what was going through their head when they decided to block up top.
They don't want to split the fight.
I don't see Optic wanting to split the fight, though. I've never known Optic to want to split that fight if something goes wrong.
Optic won with the incense, which was a part of the strategy, but Echo was saying, you know, just in case, we don't want them to split this fight because we're winning boom shot, which is extremely smart on their end.
That's true, but if the team never does it, you know, then why play for it, you know? That's my only issue. I agree with that logic. It's great.
Don't give it a chance to happen. Because look, they're dominating it. There's no need to split this fight up. If we're winning it, we want to force them to play our style. So there's no need for them to put down a snipe or a drop shot, because all that does is give them an advantage against us. Block it off, make them fight for the boom shot.
Of all the heals, you did not cap. They didn't cap me right away. And this is where Optic is so much better. This is where Optic is so much better than Echo.
They don't finish. They don't finish.
Like,
they find ways to lose.
Like however you break out on that, you should.
Wait, I don't get it. So all players were down.
All players was down.
Why was Franchise the only one right there?
Well, I was fine with him being in that position. I want to say also.
But where's his teammates at?
I don't know. I don't know where Praise was with the boom. I don't know who did it. Why E-Hill wasn't one of the first hills capped. You know, you let your players off a respawn cap your home hill if you need to cap that. Also, once again, I don't know where Praise went with that boom. So maybe I was completely oblivious to it. But
why aren't all 4 players right there and 1 player's capping their home hill?
It still was some deaths, but it needed to be more in that area. But regardless of the fact, however it happened, Echo doesn't close out those rounds. So that's one of their biggest issues.
Yeah. They closed it out, fortunately.
But they, you
still have to win one more round.
That break though, like, is something I've seen time and time again, where they win an initial fight, but they don't get the domination when it's supposed to happen. Then you give Optic another breath of life, and then they come back and they win a round, and that just does a lot to Echo's confidence.
They'll flip it on you.
So yeah, they won this round and they got to match point, and they won it at the end of the day. But why they haven't been winning championships is what happened early on in that round. Things like that is the reason why they don't win championships.
And it's shocking seeing that from Echo Fox because they're such a textbook team. That's the type of team where they know what to do.
Yeah, you would think that when it comes down to getting those quick dominations, that they'd be meticulous and everybody would know exactly which route.
I would think they'd be the best at it. To be honest,
that's true, but they're not. That's an issue. All right, but let's see. What does Optic want to do? Do they want to make this comeback? Let's see. Are we gonna get an Optic Gaming at 100% explosives? Make quick work on the platform.
Comeback?
2v2. 2 members down. 3v3. Looking for control over the boom, and Icy finds another kill. Both power weapons still up. But you see how they're fighting a fight. They're using their pistols, their lancers. They're making sure to control the fight. Boom shots in favor of Icy. Those incense got quick pick. I like the play for getting the incense very, very quickly, making sure your opponent can't get them. They didn't want to give them more weapons in which they needed, so Solar has kind of sacrificed his life for that one.
That's a slaughter. Look at Explosives. Explosives is just running through, just bulldogging everybody right now. It's insane.
He is the first line of defense, and it is hard to get around him.
Look at him.
Anybody that comes, it's like, even if you get behind him, he's going to put a brick on you for his teammates behind you.
Even if you get behind him, you still have Mental and Kenny.
And he knows that if you're not going to turn around and fight him because you're trying to get to the hill to stop the domination. And so if you turn around and fight him, you're going to lose the round.
Yeah.
But also, if you blow right past him, then you're going to go in there 4-pointed towards the hill where his teammates is waiting for you. So it's the perfect line of defense.
It's like the Final Four in Pokemon.
Really out here level 3. Nah, not level 3. Somebody got a Megastone on the team.
So what are they going to drop right now?
They left this open.
Marksa.
We'll see what happens.
Marksa.
I don't. That Marksa player, I don't know what type of impact they're going to have. And let's take a look at the opening break, because I feel like Optic is going to run 5 and Echo is going to run 4 and have somebody pick up the Marksa. I don't think Optic's going to pick it up.
No.
Let's see.
Wait.
Okay, both teams didn't pick it up. That was the right call.
I like that.
That was the right call.
Focusing on Ensign.
Yep. All right. Echo with another quick. Ooh!
Pickup.
He's getting chased. But that's what you need to see. I like the chase that came out, because you can't let that guy get out. But now, Echo put the Marksa down.
This has to be a W.
They're not gonna get the early dom though.
This has to be the W.
They're playing super passive. You even let Icy get out, but the domination coming through.
Okay.
This could be it. This could be. They won map number 1, folks. Okay.
This is good.
We good.
We got some confidence.
This is
now.
good.
Right.
I like it. Be vice versa. But you are right. Optic lets them play their game. But that's the beauty about it. When it comes down to practice, okay? Like, Optic is, like, even when it comes down to this, like, Optic's the #1 seed, but still they let Echo pick 2 maps.
Yeah.
Like, even the best team in the game is still gathering intel on their competitors.
That's a lot.
Okay? The best team in the game knows that the people who are on their heels, regardless of how good they are, they still want Echo Fox to always play their best so that Optic's always ready for them. They're not saying, oh, man, we're just going to keep on doing our thing. They're not worried about it. They're still trying to mentally outplay them to this day when it comes down to 2Ks and everything else. So, when it comes down to that, I don't think the team gets complacent, and that's good work when it comes down to Ashes and Kenny, making sure that they're always staying ahead of Echo Fox. So, Echo Fox, they can play their best game, but, I think they want you to.
Optic Gaming came out on fire right now. Domination already. It hasn't even been a minute yet. 3 people died within, the first 10 seconds? This is the Optic Gaming that we like to see. I'm going to see Explosives go off.
Yeah, I do too. And that's what you need out of your team, out of your team captain. And you speak about him. The team captain on the other side is going to be franchise. You know, both these guys are going to be the ones that you want to lead by example. So we'll see what type of numbers they put up in map number 2. Can Fran help Elton close it out with a 2-0 victory? Or is Explosives going to force the map 3?
I mean, franchise, I don't want to call him Mr. Second Place, but in Gears 2, second place in the championships. Okay, Gears UE, they kind of were behind Optic Gaming, you know, whatever their past order was at the time. Gears 4, I want to see that change. Franchise says people doubt him.
And he really got that title. He really got that title after that second place in Orlando when it came down to Gears 2. After that, you know, the few events that happened in Gears 3, I know he got a lot of seconds in those.
Right, but Franchise is a new man now. He's getting married. Okay,
That's true.
I want to see him turn over a new leaf. I want to see him dominate Optic Gaming. But it's all up to him.
It is all up to him. He holds his own fate in his hands. He has all the pieces around him.
This is what I'm talking about when I say Optic Gaming always wolf packs. 4 people ran down the ramp at the same exact time.
But how don't you get you don't get a single down?
Hey.
It's you know, they're not running aimlessly though. That's the one thing is they don't just rush down aimlessly. If they see a slither of you, you're gonna get shot by 2 people.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're gonna get bricked off the rip. So you still have to be careful, even when they're like crowded up and wolf packing like that, because all of them have a deadly intention.
I mean, this is pretty chaotic right now. We see smokes everywhere, wall bouncing, Toy Soldier bouncing left and right. He gets taken out. And you're on Optic Explosives right now. He's in a 1v1. He's trying to stop his teammate from dying, but he turns around and goes B anyways. They can get the domination right here to close out the round.
Yes, they can. Yeah, Optic Gaming just needed a B hill, but Fran had something to say about it. He's going to lock down B for his team. Echo Fight with a 30-point deficit. Going to at least need to get their home hill back, and Kyle is off to a good start, picking up a double on Icy and Mental. We should start to see Echo Fox's home hill go back in their favor. And you see in the top left-hand corner of your screen that A hill being decapped. I love what Fran did. He committed to the Lancer fight. He knew he got that first bullet off, and so he stayed with it and trusted the game was going to get that down for him. And with the flank coming in, can Echo Fox close this out? 4 members down, all up to Kenny.
It's a dub.
Woo!
It's a dub. Echo Fox on the map, 1-0. I think it's important that they make a statement like this. Praise took a little break. Echo Fox was playing with Empowers. Now that he's back, we see a new Praise. Cow, 9 kills. Franchise, 8 kills. Could this be a brand new Echo Fox that we're looking at?
Nah, it's the same Echo Fox. I couldn't even hype that up for you, Bill.
As Vincent says, I mean,
yeah,
you
it's only been 2 weeks, man. Like, you know,
right.
they had powers last week. You know, it's still, you know, we're still looking to see the changes in which they made over the off season. And now I'm starting to get to that point when it comes down to making these predictions where that I'm only starting to give online so much credit. You know, don't worry, I've always been like that, but especially like with these 2 teams. I can only give it so much credit, especially when you talk about taking down Optic Gaming on land.
Oh, don't get me started. I'm sick. I rooted for E United for so long, and they went against Optic. You might as well put me on the sticks.
Nah, they would have got like top 17 if that would have happened.
Optic Gaming strikes back fast. 1-1 round count right here on Foundation Map 2. The question is, can Echo Fox go ahead and close out the second map? I think that it's imperative that if you're ever up against Optic Gaming, you go for the chokehold, because that's one team you don't want to go on tiebreaker against. You don't want to give them time to think about why they're losing and how they can overcome you at all, because this team, they're smart and they're fast.
Yeah, so to kind of break down the weapon placements a little bit, you saw the block. You saw the block out of Optic, and they know that those dual spawns get annoying. They affect the fight a lot. Rather, if it's a Botok that goes in that spot, if it's the Marks, if it's the Hammer Burst, it has a huge impact on our fight of Pistons, and they want no parts. They say if you're going to be supporting somebody, you're going to be using your Lancer like everybody else. Echo Fox, big triple. Optic with a big triple on Echo Fox mid-map. You see the last 2 members in front of you. They're left and right. You got 3 members charging them. Whoop! And that's 5. And that's 5. So also another thing in which we can kind of pick out is that once they got the 3 kills initially, that home hill player was like, oh, let me cap my home hill. Like, he knew.
Yeah.
You know, when he saw his Lance, he took 2 steps to left, capped the home hill, and then he pushed top table. But the rest of the team, he had faith in his teammates that they were going to be able to clean up the last remaining 2 kills, and they were going to be able to cap that B hill in the process as well.
If I'm playing with mental and explosives, I trust him too.
You got to, and that's the most important part. But still, a lot of static. Woo! Gonna wait for him. Gonna predict that he's gonna slide to that wall, but Praise head down through the smoke, trying to draw some attention, but he's gonna fall. Soldier falls as well. All gonna be up to Toy Soldier, last member alive. He's gonna have to deal with summons first, and he's gonna get dropped by Mental.
It gets to a point where, okay, Optic Gaming, they're running through them, but you have to look at the numbers that they're going into these fights with. Numbers wins over everything, every single time. So if I'm on Optic Fox, I'm gonna try to split them up a little bit. This weapon placement is going to be...
If you're on Optic Fox?
Excuse me, if I'm on Echo Fox, I'm going to pay attention to this weapon placement. You have to split up the fight.
Yep.
You have to. Right now, they put the boom shot down.
And like I said, this has been what it is. And Echo didn't want to fight at B.
No.
Like, their weapon placements is almost exact same as how Fable was trying to play this map.
Yeah.
Just another proven factor in why I say that Fable, the way that their mentality is now is
gonna change the game.
Is of a top caliber team. It's gonna change the EU community as a whole, but the EU community gotta let it happen.
Yeah.
You know? You gotta let it happen. If Fable beating y'all without putting down weapon placements, if y'all still playing y'all meta and still running, trying to figure out why we losing, that's y'all issue.
So this 2v1 is going on way too long. Optic Gaming actually picked up the boom shot. Explosives killed himself. Right now, Toy Soldier all alone is going against 4 members of Optic. See if he can hold off his home hill. Okay.
That's what you like to see out of Toy. Toy is gonna get aggressive, but he did have one behind. The A hill will get recapped, but C hill, which is gonna be Echo Fox's home hill, has some people defending it.
Oh, this is definitely capital. 2v1.
Summon gonna fall. Fran making sure that his team can get that decap and they can get another breath of life. Also in the process, B got decapped by Praise, but he falls by Kenny. Optic with the man advantage still, and Echo Fox is their first point of the round.
Yeah, so speaking of Mexico and Echo Fox did get their worst placing ever. And we saw Goat take 2nd place. Do you think that was a fluke at all, or can we see Ghost actually in the finals again in Vegas?
I think we can see Ghost get in the finals in Vegas.
What do you think that they did so well? Because to me, it was a shock to see them there, but it was good to see that they actually played like a team for once.
Because I feel like they take more risks than Echo, and their risks pay off. Some of the chances in which they take against these teams, it pays off in Ghost's favor.
So before it was just a battle between Echo Fox and Optic Gaming, but now you have a new team in the mix, so things get a little bit harder for Echo Fox.
It does, and actually, I personally feel that if E United was able to take the 3rd seed away from Echo, which did so much for them, and we'll see if that can happen after Vegas. But Echo as a 4th seed, and you pretty much get an Optic Echo in all the semifinals, kind of like how we had in the off season.
Yeah.
At this stage of this, of season 2, I think that'd be good. That'd be interesting. Especially when it comes down to 2Ks, you're gonna have a Ghost versus the United and Optic versus the Echo in the semifinals. I think that really just that changes a lot. I think something so as small as that, really affects.
Do you think
how
there's more
play.
pressure in the finals than semis and whatnot?
I just think when it comes down to Echo playing Optic in the semis, it's just different results. I just feel like the teams are preparing differently. They're preparing differently. They're starting to play better, and I think E United becomes a better team because of that as well. I think Optic has more risk being taken. Just for the fact is that E United kind of has Optic numbers at times. They matched up well against them,
So there's one thing that I always question: what would have happened if Echo Fox, which was Envy at the time, never dropped Kenny? How would this rivalry shape up?
Echo dropped Kenny for Solars?
Yes. No. Solars came because Praise couldn't play in the Invitational.
Yeah.
But they dropped Kenny for
Toy.
No? Wait, was it Toy?
Was it Toy?
No.
Yeah, no, we have Fran, we have Praise.
Praise, Kenny.
And then
Was it Soto or Toy?
Soto.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, here we go. Soto.
So I think Echo Fox kind of created this powerhouse by dropping Kenny, and I feel like if they never dropped Kenny,
I don't know if Kenny being on, if Kenny alone. Let's say that you swap Kenny and Kyle, because I think that let's say you swap Kenny and Kyle on both these teams. Does Optic still win the ways they do, or is Echo Fox now a much better team? I think that's the question you guys can talk about in chat.
But Kenny's phenomenal.
Kyle and Optic, Kenny on Echo Fox. So, how does that really change the dynamic?
I think Kyle is a tier above everyone else, but Kenny.
What you mean a tier above everyone else?
Everyone else that's not, explosives and mental and whatnot.
Okay.
Like, I feel like he's in that second tier.
Okay.
But I feel like, call me crazy, I feel like Kenny's, in the first tier.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I let my Kenny bias be known at times. I ain't gonna hold y'all up. You guys know this. It ain't no secret.
So if you make that switch, that adds a whole nother dynamic to Echo Fox. Because you have someone that can just ball out. Kyle is a phenomenal player.
I think Kenny goes back to being one of the main slayers.
I think Kenny is one of the most dominant players in the game.
I think on Echo Fox he would go back to being one of the most dominant players on that team. And he wouldn't have to do most of the dirty work. And also at the same time, he's a good vocal leader as well. And so that's also something that you can get out of him.
I think he's smart. He's a nerd. He studies the game. He plays a hell of a lot of it.
Interesting. But that's an interesting thing to think about. But to focus up on this matchup, as I said before, Optic in the first half is just a far better team on this map than Echo is. And we're seeing that with the 4-1. And now we're going to be in 20-second respawn rounds, and we're going to see 3 kills come out in favor of Echo Fox.
What I want to see with the Echo Fox, since they're up in numbers, okay, you get the kills, you're up in numbers, 5-2, 4-2. Capitalize, get the map control, set up those lanes that you're known for.
I thought he was about to get that back A on Kyle.
There we go. Get the domination.
Yeah, Kyle left the hill to meet that guy.
But I think that should have happened.
But no, it was just that the hill wasn't capped up all the way, so it was going to give him a breath of life anyway, but he got the help that he needed. He wouldn't be able to do that by himself anyway.
No, not at all.
He knew he had teammates coming. And 42.5.
Optic Gaming. I felt like they let off the gas a little bit right there. They had advantages. I just want to see him close out right now.
Yeah.
So now this is the half, brand new, no weapons on the map.
Yep, brand new set of heals, 10-second respawns again. And for our new viewers, our respawns increase for 2 seconds at the end of every single round. So, it kind of changes the gameplay because, in the later rounds, like for example, rounds 6 and 7 and rounds 12 and 13, you got those 20+ second respawns. You have to just value your life a lot more. You can't make a lot of reckless plays because you have a shorter 10-second respawn. So the pace of the game slows down a bit.
Yeah, Solars gets the opening kill, and then he takes out explosives right now. Echo Fox has the advantage. I want to see Kyle pushed up right now as the home hill player to corner Summons over at F.
He's looking like he wants to creep up on it and fight that 1v, but on the other side of the map, we're going to have Solars fall. There's E-Hill, Praise looking to get pinched. E-Hill looking to go in favor of Optic, but he's just trying to draw Praise out. And yep, Mental doesn't even want to fight the fight. He just want to give his teammates some positioning. But now Mental's going to flank over the top and actually try to take out Toy.
Jeez.
But the squad didn't need no help. Kenny did fall to Praise trying to fight that fight. And now Mental, I just love his rotations. I love what he's playing. He played to help his teammates. Also, he played a mental game of Praise to force him out as well. And now he's going to be in a 1v2.
Woo. I was just going to say Mental avoided pointless 1v1s and ran right into a 1v2.
He felt like that was a good opportunity at least to get the chunk on one. And even if he died, he leaves his team in a 2v1 situation, fighting for that E-Hill. But the score is still relatively tied, and I think you got Echo with like a 0.2 second lead on Optic. If it was the game was to end now, Echo wins. Well, if they was to go to distance without this hill being capped, Echo would win this round. But somebody eventually is going to win this heat fight and break that all up.
I tell you, it's not going to be. It's not going to be Praise as he is taken out by Red Icy, and Kenny takes out Solars. That E-Hill will be captured by Optic Gaming, which is going to put them ahead 2 hills to 1.
And now Optic can start to build a little sizable lead. But typically, when you win fights like that, who's ever watching your home hill needs to start transitioning to your opponent's home hill. Also, all those players off respawn as well. Now you switch the fight to the other side. But if you're a top team, you know that your opponent's most likely going to start to rotate the other side of the map and put that pressure on it. So even if you lose that fight, you know that, hey, the next step is getting set up towards the B hill, making sure that nobody can push through pistons and start to play for our home as well, so we kind of secure this domination.
I love how effortless Optic makes this look. You know, easy lancers, lanes, take your 1v1s, win them. And okay, Icy gets taken out by Kyle when they were going for the domination. Kyle gives Echo Fox some hope. Echo Fox has to get it together, push together as a team, recap their hill, and go ahead. But they have to watch out for hiding explosives.
Explosive was full ready. He was just trying to find a spot to get his life back. He still hasn't got his life back. But that D hill will get decapped. Toy Soldier's the next closest. Kyle and Praise gets kills.
Not like this.
SpaghettiOs.
So close.
Oh man, that
4
was
more seconds.
Yo, good job to Praise and Kyle, cause that was beautiful. Managed to push up, get to that fountains, force the fight, got on top of that hill, and you know they made the plays and they got the kills that was needed.
I mean, that was hard fought. Echo, I mean, they, even though they're about to lose that round, they look so established. So, franchise, I mean, keep your team aggressive. Toy right now, I mean, 4 kills, 5 downs, a lot of time dead, but I still feel like Toy is doing his thing. He's putting out, you know, gunfire to help out his teammates. He's not going to say he's staying alive, but I do want to see more from him still.
Boom shot went down right away mid-map as well. So, you know, typically you're going to have 2 people pushing down mid-map. You're going to have maybe 2 people going through fountains and 1 person going statue. But since the second half, you know, you probably might send that extra person towards statue. You send 2 that way and 1 through pistons. But the boom shot is acquired, and Summons does have it. He connects with that first shot.
Okay, if I'm Toy right there, I'm not going to run away from the 1v1 knowing that they're going to pick up the boom shot. There comes a time where it's like, okay, I'm going to die either way.
Yeah,
I die or I give him boom shots.
Try to force a suicide. Try to fight for the boom. Even if you got to pocket the boom, do it. But, you know.
But you force that fight because you don't want to give him the boom shot.
Correct. Yeah, you don't want that to happen. At least, like I said, at least not without a fight. That's a good boom. Got to shoot the boom, kill one guy, take the pressure off of him, give him some time to get the revive on his teammate. But here's the pressure. Solars does have right hand, but he's trapped between rock and a hard place. He will fall as well. 2 members down for Echo Fox, 1 member down for Optic. Optic with the man advantage. New boom shot spawning up in about 1 minute and 10.
So in about 30 seconds, we should see both teams turn around and go set up for the boom shot, which is extremely important now that spawns are taking longer than ever.
I feel like players nowadays, you know, they got their timing so on point.
Yeah.
I feel like within like the last 20 seconds of boom spawning, we'll start to see the teams kind of moving to that area. And one thing that we've always noticed that if Optic was ever to slack off, you know, we start to see something different out of Summons.
Yeah.
And also, what's also important was that Optic keeps control over E. That's like pretty much the most important thing, because if they can have control over E hill, they can have control over that next boom on respawn.
Oh yeah, hands down.
So even if they looking at the score like, oh yeah, you know, they got 2 hills over there, but as long as we can get the boom, we're not even gonna stress it too much. And Echo ended up breaking one of those setups. So the people who was playing at home hill is gonna start to rotate over towards the statue. Accidentally killed by Icy, but good cross is coming out. He's looking to make up for it. Boom shot's gonna be up about 15 seconds, folks, up underneath.
Whoever picks up boom shot at this point is eventually going to win the round because you have home hills capped. Spawns are taking 12 seconds. Each kill will matter.
Nobody's there. Trey saw it blowing up. He's debating if he wants to go down there, but Kenny picks it up behind him. And he's perfect play, not gonna shoot that boom shot using his support weapon. Looking to connect with one over there on Toy, not able to. And they just keep coming back for E. Mental, he's in a difficult spot, managing to stay alive, but he's gonna finally fall. And now Optic doesn't have control over any of these hills.
It's looking pretty good for Echo Fox. They have 1.5 hills. They didn't get these cows. I mean, they can win off of these 2.
They can. And this has been a beautiful round by Echo so far. Like, you know, I love the fights in which they take. Most importantly, I love the rotation. They knew exactly what Optic's move was going to be, probably before Optic even knew the move. And I don't even say that too often. Usually Optic is always one step ahead, but this is one of those rounds where I can say that Echo from start to finish truly outplayed Optic Gaming.
Echo's making the rounds last. They're drawing them out. They're making Optic work for it. I like the fact that they're team shooting for each other. They're taking these 1v1s. They're being aggressive for it. Toy had a better round right there. I still want to see more from him, but I still want to see the same play style from Echo Fox. Start off aggressive, get that power weapon, make the most of it. If you don't, use that teamwork, use that team fire. Try to get the most map control that you can in your opportunity.
Okay. Optic with 2 back-to-back round losses. Actually, they lost 3 in a row. So let's see. How do they want to come back from this one? They're blocking the duels. They're going to get the boom shot down. A lot of Lancer fire coming out, but when it comes down to those Lancer battles, we know that Echo Fox usually comes out on top. Mental's just being careful. He's going to get the call out on the guy in the open. Who is that, Kyle? Making plays.
Wait, can he go for the 2-piece? No, he ran into the 1v2 instead of getting the second 1v1. Mental goes down by the hands of Solars. We're looking at Icy right now. He's in the 1v1 against Praise. This is a good 1v1.
Oh, they
got him.
They both landed their shot. Oh, he did get down. Needs to be calm. Ooh, I was gonna say he had time, but you saw the long range boom came out from Toy. Wasn't he able to save Icy in time, but they both would have died anyway. Gonna drop the boom, pick up his shot.
This is a 2v1 scenario where both of these players are getting Lancer in the back. Franchise has to make a move and win this 1v1.
But the pressure's coming through from open. He did some good shots in. Fran looking to back out. He's going to finally hit the dirt. Got an Optic Gaming about to have a 2-hill advantage. The boom shot has about 1:10 to the respawn. So still a lot to play for. Optic looking like they're starting to fortify, locking down their home hill. They may rotate back over to E to make sure they got that area locked down as well. Going to start to see Echoes stack over there on that side of the map.
I like the fact that Echo Fox won that initial and got boom shot because, I mean, it says a lot. If you can win boom shot, you could go far. One thing I would like to see, everybody was spread out a little bit. There was no composure. It was craziness on the map. I want to see them lock the map down and contain Optic in one area that they're used to doing when they win these rounds.
Solar's pushing in. He has some help. He's calling out for the revive. And, you know, when he was calling out for the revive, for the longest, Praise was looking at him. It was like, are you going down or not? You know, and Praise took some free damage as well, so they're both going to fall. So now Optic knows that with those 2 kills in quick succession, that they can push him on top of Echo Fox's home hill and probably get this and close this round out.
Cow was the last hope at the home hill. It's looking slow, Blaze. Echo Fox is trying to last push right now to capture D-Hill before domination comes through. Icy loses his 1v1 against Toy Soldier, and it's looking good for Echo Fox once again. But they need to play catch-up. They have no hills capped right now. It's 0-2 in hill count.
So not getting any points whatsoever in that new boom. Off of respawn, wasted both. So don't see it too often, but Toy using that movement to dodge those 2 booms. So that's going to be out of play, and they got that intel, so that's going to be good for Echo Fox. Knowing that they don't have to worry about the boom shot as they try to edge their way back in here, back in this match to win this round.
I like the fight around these fountains. Toy Soldier needs to get his angle and win this 1v1. Is that Mental? Yeah, Mental goes down. Echo Fox going for the domination. Toy with the double kill. Can he get the triple? Get him, Toy. Okay, no. Kenny cleans up.
And yeah, Kenny looks to go ahead and get the second one, but you know, Optic has so much control, and to see Optic lose all that control in the drop of a dime is very, very rare. But now Kyle, he's gonna fall as well. So the 2-hill advantage, and Optic's gonna be playing for the points. Nobody else is gonna be close enough to the home hill to get some points off of F. Nobody else is gonna be by the E hill as well. Optic Gaming is gonna take round number 9, but that was a close one. And I think that was, I think it was Kenny that slid into the hill at the last minute, because it was definitely about a second off from him getting dominated.
That kill won in the round.
It really did, but the question is that Optic had such control for the majority of that round, and all of a sudden, like I said, at a drop of a dime, Echo flipped it on him. And even as a player, you're probably confused that, you know, whoa, what's going on, you know? So, but they kept their composure, and that's what was most important for them, and that was the key factor of them winning that round 9.
So Echo Fox is thinking of putting down the M bar. Who on that team is the main M bar user?
Solars.
Solars.
Yeah, I think Solars
Okay,
is the most
Solars
talented
in
on the
Mexico
team.
with the M bar was by far the best highlight to me. Solars going against, I believe it was Fable. He was unstoppable.
And you know what? He is just very, very talented. He's a slayer, and you know he has the least amount of kills on his team. So hopefully this M bar can get him going. But the thing about putting 2 big power weapons on this map, statute up where both those weapons
It's so
spawn
close.
is it's right.
So
It's so damn close. So it adds a different dynamic, but you know they really don't affect the fight too much.
No.
You know, it's still gonna come
You
down
still
to
have to win the fight.
exactly.
It just happens if you win the fight, you have an M bar and a boom shot.
And also that M bar is still in a minute 30-second respawn for whatever reason. So you know it comes up so quick. Now you know it's still there. So Toy didn't want to pick it up. He knew that he was taking some pressure, and that
Baited
big
explosives out of the second boom shot. He gets the kill, but there are no more boom shots left. All that's left is an M bar, and a huge fight is going down right now to security.
Summons will fall, but the quick revive comes in. I'm curious to see who's gonna go for that pickup. Probably nobody. They know that they gotta get the kill. They know they gotta take the pressure off of them. Echo's doing what Echo does best, that team fire. You know, they call out 2 players, they get them pinched, they take the safest fight. Even though for them, it doesn't work out all the time for them taking the safest fight, especially when you're playing a team like Optic, who is so wild in a sense, you know, not afraid of 1v1s, always
Right.
putting the pressure on you. To play methodical against a team like this, if you're not quick enough on your gameplay, it really puts you in a hole.
But I mean, it puts them in, you know, the top 2 position for a reason. When they go against other teams, damn, Kyle.
Don't do them like that.
When they go against the top, get him, Kyle.
He's looking for him.
Come on,
Kenny's just
light
moving
skin.
around.
Yeah,
Kenny got 3 on him, but this is also can be considered as some distraction for people.
when Echo Fox goes against these other teams, they dominate them because they play smart. Back in the days, what we used to say, go wide with a pistol. I've seen that multiple times from Echo Fox, and that's why they're up here. But against Optic Gaming, they're such an erratic team with their movement and whatnot. They're everywhere. So you kind of have to take the fights as you see them if you have that opportunity. But if you can still, you know, angle out with your Lancer or your pistol, I say go for it.
Go for it.
Because I don't think Echo Fox is, you know, terrible compared to Optic. I just feel like they're just missing that one thing. And that's one of the things that I don't think holds them back against them.
I get what you're saying. All right, folks.
36
We will
for
be in
explosives.
we're going to be in 18-second respawns. This is round 11. Let's see.
Does Echo Fox have it in them, Blake?
Yeah, then now is the time for them to close it out. This is the best time they're going to have. Like I said before in Season 1, Optic loves when they can make this team choke. They love embarrassing them on Fight Night. So Optic always plays with a little bit of extra flavor. But Explosives, I like the position, put himself in a spot to watch the boom shot steal. 4v4 situation. Who's going to get the next kill? We see some pressure from Kenny. M-bar and boom shot being picked up respectively.
Icy takes out franchise. Explosives kills Kyle. 1v1 right now. Explosives kills Praise. Right now is the 3v1 in Optics, 4v1 in Optics' favor.
So you're going to have all up to Solars, and he did grab the M-bar, but he's going to fall. And Optic will go to match point, folks. I don't see Fran getting in. Yep.
That was
boom shot in place.
that was smooth.
And, you know, he got that M-bar, and he dipped.
Yeah.
Like, he legit was like, peace. You know, his teammates started to fall around him, but that boom shot, you know, the plays that were made were just key for Optic. So let's see. They also, I think they have the option to, they can go for the dual spots if they wanted to. Maybe they just, yep, okay, they're going to make sure they got nades down.
Do you think that's going to help out in their fight?
Yeah, you know what?
I mean, I feel like nades are going to be irrelevant because the main fight is for boom shot and M-bar.
If Echo
nades is like...
It's still good because that's still from pistons all the way to boom. Those nades is a big factor. It's a key 1v1 that's being fought over on that side of the map.
Whoever's there, they're going to have to be pretty aggressive to help out their team. They
do. They got to win a 1v1. Boom picked up as well right away. Explosives takes himself out. That's going to be 3 down. That was a good suicide. Still, the fight being fought on pistons. Fran gets a kill in M-bar.
Do it to him, Kyle.
And Kyle, can he get over the summons in time? Yes, he will. So between Fred and Kyle, they keep their team in it. And can it get both home hills? No, you see Fran. You see that little blue outline mid-map? He doesn't make it to his home hill instead. I think he needs to be just trying to get to Kyle.
Woo! I like this. That's the aggression I like to see from Kyle. I've always said in UE, Kyle is one of the most phenomenal players in the game. He's flashy, he's great, he's sound.
That was beautiful. That
was
a key 1v2, and Fran had his 1v1 on the other side. Like that was textbook. Now I think Optics, they're gonna take the end bar off and swap it out with a snipe, or they're gonna put something light on Weldings and Fountain. Yeah. Okay.
Hammer
Boom.
burst.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see.
This home hill fight is going to be extremely important.
The home hill fight?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
the
guys that's fighting for the nades.
Yeah.
Okay. That is going to be a key one if they do come out with nades. So we'll see who wins the fight between Kyle and who falls in that one. But this mid-map, Solar is taking a lot of damage, uses the pillar for cover, looking for another angle, but the up A around the wall, he's going to fall to Mental. Boom not picked up just yet. Still looking to play for the fight, and Mental gets another one. But Toy has something to say, and I think, ooh, the boom comes out, but the nade did get one by Kyle on the other side.
Here we go, 5 down. Toy Social, the only player alive in the game. He has to go ahead and cap this hill right now. What does his teammates have to do,
My question
Blaze?
is this his home hill or not? I'm not sure. Let's look at the overhead map.
Oh, he's at their home hill.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect.
He's set up.
Because now he just has a 1v1 to fight.
Echo Fox.
Oh, did he go
Echo Fox.
No! Oh, a split second away. If Toy wins that, they win 2-0 in the 2K finals. But not over with yet, folks.
If Optic wins this, I'm throwing my headset.
Oh,
it was literally a second, man.
That literally was a split second away. That's just a fight in which you got to take head on.
You have to.
You really got to take that fight head on.
Praise goes down at the hands of Summon. So this just, we're going to see if Echo Fox has what it takes. Even though they were up and Optic Gaming spoiled their plans of domination, can they come together, gain map control, and down them? Because right now it's 2-5 in favor of Optic. It is not looking good for Echo Fox.
It's not looking good whatsoever.
You're on the verge of domination, and now you're down 2-5.
Echo has been in this position, you know, like Echo. They're giving me some life. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of this team. They're looking better at starting to close out a few of these rounds, but I think they thrive in these type of situations. And once again, maybe 2 weeks in a row, back-to-back, around 13 on Foundation, Optic Gaming clutches us up.
I have a headache, Blaze.
But
like,
this week, we going to map 3.
Yes, map 3 proclaimed, right?
Yep.
I like that.
But that's 2 weeks in a row.
Blaze.
Echo has choked in around 13.
They find a way to lose.
And PR can probably give me the stats on it, but I want to say I think that's 7 or 8 round 13s in a row in which Echo has not won from land to online. Yeah. That's a lot of round 13s. And if that stat is all off, I apologize, but I'm pretty sure it's close. And if anything, they probably won one of them. But from the ones that we broadcasted and that we've seen, it's like 0-8.
Didn't it happen last week too?
Yeah, and on Foundation on this map, Icy clutched up that time.
They find a way to lose. You're up. You're 1 second away from domination. Icy breaks it, but you can't let all of your players die off the bat like that. Back up, stay alive.
But that was a close fight. Like it went down to the wire. It was a lot of big kills.
Yes.
By the boom shot, by the nades, by those power weapons, picking up a lot of doubles. And it was just very, very hectic. But somehow within that commotion, Toy managed to cap up the neutral hill at E, and then he rotated over towards Optic's home hill, and he was able to get that one. And then you're just, at that point, waiting for your teammates to spawn up and cap your home hill. I don't think Toy didn't die in the beginning of that round, so I don't think he had a smoke. I was going to say he probably could have tagged a smoke.
Probably.
To kind of slow that guy down so he can get the free kill, but I'm pretty sure he used his early on.
That 1v1 was a 50-50. One thing I would like to point out, I'm really happy to see what Kyle did right there. He made a huge play. He won the 1v1. Got the double kill with the nades and made it possible for Echo Fox to almost get that domination. Unfortunately, Icy came in clutch, but Echo Fox, they're there.
Yeah,
they know what it takes to win.
Kyle went big. He went big towards the end, definitely to bring it closer for these guys to close that one out. The round before that, him and Fran went huge. Yeah. You know, that last round, you know, with the double nades and winning his 1v1 again, he went big. But
I like what I see from Echo Fox, even though they choked that away. Okay, Echo Fox is learning what it takes
Mm-hmm.
to make Optic play their game now.
Yeah.
They're placing weapons strategically. They're just not throwing out boom shots to say, oh, let's just go fight boom shots. No. They're saying, okay, we're going to split them up right here. They're winning here. Let's bring them here now.
And so that's the beauty, once again, of that boom shot being
Yes.
placed and closed, because the fight at Pistons on B, like it is, that turns into a 1v1 fight. You can have that fight for nades. And that's a good area to fight a 1v1 fight too.
Yeah.
You may fight that a lot in singles. Now mid-map, you got this 2v2 in which you have to approach.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the other side, at the statue, is going to be another 2v2 in which you have to
Yes.
fight. So when you're fighting for these nades, boom shot, and M-bar, you have 3 power weapons in which can all change the game. That 1v1 fight for nades will drastically, nobody else can stop him from chucking nades on top of that
not
boom
at
shot.
all.
You just got to say forward, chuck them, and just
Yep.
hope your teammates dodge them at a certain point, or know exactly, strategically place those nades.
Yes.
But, and whoever comes out on top of that boom shot. But those are the type of fights I like, because especially with Gears being 5v5, it thins it out. It's
Big
not
time.
as big as a cluster fight. You can kind of break that down into different dynamics and really kind of figure out where was that round won,
Yes.
And those last 2 rounds should have been won with Kyle winning that 1v1 for those nades.
Yes. I thought it was genius because when you play Gears of War, a lot of people like to make one section an area to fight to win the round.
Mm-hmm.
What Echo Fox did, okay, Optic's winning boom shot.
Yeah.
Let's put it in Kyle's hands. Let's
Mhm.
give him the hammer burst. Let's give him nades, because we put so much trust in Kyle to win these. We're going to put the game in his hands while we try to hold off Optic from getting the boom shot. And Kyle proved his worth twice.
Yeah, he did.
Twice.
He did prove it. Last year we was in Vegas, and we saw Optic and play against back then, which was Envious, so now Echo Fox. But they had a different team. But this year they got Kyle, so we'll see if we get a different outcome April 6th through the 8th, because we're going back to
can't
Vegas,
wait,
folks.
man.
And if you guys have not got your tickets, folks, they are on sale. Go through, scoop them up, pick them up.
Don't miss out.
You've heard stories about Gears Vegas last year, and as you one of your favorite casters, believe me when I tell you, they are all true.
Look, this season, I can't miss any more Gears
Yeah.
events. Hands down. Dallas, phenomenal.
Mhm.
Mexico, mind-blowing. Vegas, I can't wait. I haven't been to Vegas since season 1. Last time I was in...
When was the last time you've been in Vegas in general?
Gears of War Finals.
You just chill out. You ain't been in Vegas in 11 years.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I wasn't even...
You just don't go.
I wasn't even old enough to order apple juice at the time.
And you're
So
older
last
than
time
me. I
was there
wasn't
to
old
play
enough to order
Gears.
apple juice either.
Right.
Thank God I had a beard.
So the last time I was in Vegas was to play Gears in the finals.
Mhm.
This time I'll be there to host Gears.
Mhm.
So I'm pretty excited, man. I'm happy.
Play
so
Gears in the
guys,
finals.
listen. If you you miss out on Vegas, it's looking slow. Make sure you make it there. Mexico was popping.
Looking
Vegas is going to
slow.
be even better. If you're there, I'll give you a hug personally, okay?
He gives whack hugs, yo.
Okay, calm
Okay.
down. All right.
What did you place that Vegas?
5th.
5th?
Yeah.
TLR?
TLR.
Was Ghostiami coaching?
Yeah, of course. Ghostiami was coaching.
Hey, Carbon fans.
Please.
Years of War players are Carbon fans around here. But yeah, those was the good old glory days, man.
Yes.
I lost to Murder by Numbers and for the last spot in the playoffs.
That was was that when Void was on your team?
That was Void's second event. That was with Void, G, and Ace.
You guys, jeez,
Mhm.
heartbreaking, Blaze.
Hey, that was a good event, man. I still got my pictures. That's all we got to remember those days. We ain't got no videos. We ain't got no recordings. We just got photos.
There's a rumor that the videos is somewhere in the hard drive in this building.
Well, we didn't
So-
we didn't switch offices since then.
Okay.
But like I said, I've been meaning to see if I can find old VODs from old MLG days. If I can
Yeah.
find that,
Oh my
man, I would have
God.
so much fun.
My
on a daily
YouTube is gonna
basis.
be popping.
Huh?
My YouTube is gonna be popping.
No,
big
it'd
time,
be
but-
ridiculous. Like the clips I be posting to Twitter would be night and day, night and day. It'd be awesome. But we had a lot of crazy matches. But
Mhm.
then you guys can kind of see how slow the game was when you go back and watch
I like
Gears
it.
1, and you just see how slow it was. But to us, it was fast.
It was
It was,
tactical.
there you go. Right. It was a tactical
Exactly.
third-person cover shooter.
Yes.
That's what the game was.
See, nowadays my thumbs don't move as fast as toy soldiers in them. Nah, I break some.
Yeah, I break his thumb. That's what happened. But all right, folks, Optic Gaming versus Echo Fox. We're going to map number 3. We're claimed. So far, this has been one of the most interesting fight nights we've had in a while, and I'm excited for it.
I mean, so I saw a matchup right here where Echo Fox completely dominated the B Hill.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the key.
That's what I see as well. This is going to be hard for Optic, and you can kind of see from your overhead when it comes down to mental and solars and who gets in that bowl first. That's kind of really where the fight is won.
Icy. Don't do it to him, Icy.
Oh, man. You know what? His name is Icy for a reason, folks, and I'm pretty sure you can guess why. This is maybe one of the quickest rounds we've seen.
It's the quickest round I've ever seen.
34. I think we've seen a 32 before.
Are you serious?
32. We may have even seen a 28.
It takes me that long to get out of spawn.
You know, let me know. Let me know in chat, guys. What's the fastest round that you've ever been a part of in escalation?
So if you lose that fast, like Echo Fox just did, what do you even do?
You bounce off of it. You gotta bounce it off. Maybe I'm cool with the snipe placement, but a better one would be an Exen workshop. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because if Optic starts losing this fight, Optic knows that Echo knows that this is gonna be
listening.
Yeah.
How do you know this
That's
stuff,
the better
man?
placement. It's gonna be an Exen workshop. Thank you. Because Echo knows that they got Optic's number in the bowl, and if Optic started to lose that fight up top at least 2 rounds in a row, they're gonna say, hey man, flip it up. Boom shot down low. Let's get a completely different fight. Echo thought about it, but also at the same time, Toya has been having some great moments with that snipe on top of that B hill. It's been working out. It's been good to play. We've seen what he did in Dallas. I lost my voice because of the damn thing. But I like to play by Echo. That was a good first round move. But we'll see if it happens. Because like I said, this fight usually goes in their favor, and Solars breaks ice, and Fran comes over to clean up, shuts down Icy, and takes him off of his spree.
Echo Fox in a 3v2 in this B area right now. 3v1. They cannot let Kenny get another kill as this turns into 2 individual 1v1s. Explosives takes out Franchise.
Oh, good pressure, Toy. But you see Summons. Toy left his 1v1 with Summons to go help and assist in that fight, but I'm curious to see how Summons approaches this. He knows that Toy is weak, but I think he's going to back out. Maybe go back and take control over Barn. The rest of Optic is already in position.
They pushed 3 people immediately. That's the Wolfpack mentality of Optic Gaming. Toy Soldier picks up a double kill. Praise takes down Mental, and it's looking good in Echo Fox.
Yeah, that's 3 down for Optic. And this is what works out very, very well for Echo, because they say, Optic, you're not going to run away from these hands. No. You're going to catch these hands in his bowl, and you're going to make them feel uncomfortable. But Kenny trying to hold off. Good kills by Explosives. Looking for another one. You got Icy.
The pressure is real right now.
Optic, they survived. Yeah, Optic, they managed to survive. That fight kind of got chaotic. A lot of kills being traded off by both teams, but Optic came out on top. Mental is already fighting in bowl. This is going to be a good one. Good fight. He's going to win that. Got a little bit of extra help from his teammate, but now they can just kind of set up.
Toy Soldier was in a 1v2 situation. He could have stayed alive even longer, but he forced it, kind of. He was playing, pussies and Mental. He wanted to fight, but he didn't want to fight. His teammate came around and picked him up. It was a 1v2 at that time. Now all 5 players are alive. Let's see if Echo Fox can retake this B hill.
So usually Echo is looking like, hey, you know what? Let's probably push the barn, see if we can get an easy fight. Maybe they can get a 2-cap holding both home hills. They're trying to see where's the chink in Optic's armor. Where's that cracked brick in the green wall? And they're going to trade off with some kills down low, so still a 44 situation. Looking to pick up another one. Can they get the man advantage? We're going to be only in 12-second respawn rounds. Toy Soldier, he's been playing great so far this map. Been keeping the pressure on Optic. He's going to push him out of the barn. So giving Echo control over barn, Echo still needs to make a play up top at some point. But the smokes do come through. Mental's throwing some bricks over the top of that one. Throwing some green bricks at that. Echo's looking to back down. Mental gets one. He's chasing down a second. Can he get the third? But he gets pinched in. Echo should get this B hill. And Optic, they managed to, in that chaos, overextend and cap that C hill.
Kenny is still alive. I don't know if you noticed, Blaze, but it was a heads-up play. Kenny was in a 1v1 in the barn against Toy Soldier. He completely ran away and avoided that fight to go help out his teammates. But Praise is not happening as he takes out Summons, and he's holding down this B hill.
And that's good. That's what you want to see out of one of your main players. So B is still not capped. They're trying to get some players in to cap it now. 3 members of Echo Fox guarding this B hill. Optic with a lead, and now they're losing their home hill in the process. Mental, this is going to be big by him. He took a shot in the back just now.
Big 1v1. Praise gets the headshot on Mental. Domination coming up right now. Explosive is the last member alive. He is unable to extend the round. Echo Fox takes it 1-1.
And that's a good round by Echo Vale.
Oh, it was a great round.
You know, it all worked out in their favor. You know, they told Optic that you're not going to run away from these hands, and they won majority of the fights when it came down for fighting for that B hill. So Optic needs to say, you know what, let's decide what we want to play for on this top manner. I don't know if going for the dual spawns is the best option, but they're going to put the Boltox down. And I do believe this is going to be a Summons versus Toy fight with those Boltox down low.
You know what I miss?
What?
The retro.
Retro Lancers?
I miss when Explosives used to drop the retro on this map.
Hey, you never know. They might go up top on the dual spawns.
When's the last time you did that?
It's been a while. They kind of stopped playing so much for the retro because everybody else started kind of getting good with it. But even if everybody else is good with it, he's still like the best.
Hands down. So right now we're looking at the B fight. Solars rolls in. It's a 2v3v3 situation, a 1v1 at the apples. Kyle gets the kill on Explosive.
That's big.
He can get a huge flank on Red Icy right now. Echo Fox, two players, has to stay alive.
That's big.
Oh my gosh.
Kenny.
Kyle is unable to finish right now. What is Kenny going? He's going to die. That's
Yeah,
what
he's going to fall. He got some good shots on Kyle, which is dope. But Echo, the domination coming through once again. It's just showing how strong they are up top of this fight.
I'm done. I don't want to hear any more talk about, okay, what does Echo Fox need to do to beat Optic? They need to drop Kyle because it's not making a difference. No. Kyle makes huge plays, man.
Does.
And that right there just showed that in the two last rounds on Foundation, Kyle is an essential part of this team. He wins 1v1s when it matters. And after he wins that 1v1, he turns into a huge play.
Now this is, I feel like this
Double
is
insane.
I feel like this is Optic like really digging into their bag of tricks. You know, we don't usually see them put the double instants down, but I like the play, and the play is because they know that this bowl fight is difficult. We even saw Mental taking a different approach to it. Instead of going into the bowl, he let the first guy. So what he did was he let the first guy have the bowl. He attacked the back lines, and the two people behind him was trying to fight the 2v1 that was in bowl after they isolated him off while Mental was distracted the two in the back to Echo Fox. So they're taking different approaches, but maybe the instance is what's needed. Ooh, Summons, Bathing in Fire.
Optic usually rode in the bowl to fight 2v2, 3v3. This round, they stayed back a little bit. They
base the ball. They're just trying to base the ball and make something happen, but Kyle, once again, he just made a play with the instance, keeping the pressure towards the front. Gonna get the revive on his team. Was he down? No, he was up, right?
Yes.
Okay, he says, yo, you thought I was going for the revive.
Kyle, you're the best. Hope when you see this man, give him a big kiss from me.
I think that if Optic was to lose this round, that they're gonna put needs in the map. Needs in the map will be their next.
They have to clear out the bowl.
Yeah.
They don't have a choice.
Because if they want to bait Echo into the bowl to take it every single time, then they have to start thinking of the next play, how to take advantage of it. But they also can do that with the instance as well. They just gotta, place it correctly. But here comes Optic on the retake. Push it through. They're gonna get that first kill.
This was
gonna get the second as well.
This was a genius of them Xing out the barn, as you called it. So now Echo Fox once again making them play their game in the bowl. But right now Echo Fox is down 2-5. These Echo Fox members have to stay alive.
They really do. That B hill is not capped up yet either. Now it's gonna start to get capped, but some kills being traded off on top of Echo Fox's home hill. But this should be Optic's round. Yes, it will be.
Game tied 2-2. Blaze, I think we're in for it. I would love to see this go down 6-6 for the bread.
Either Echo Fox puts a power weapon like Snipe in the bowl, or they're gonna put nades in the map.
They have to.
It's one of the two. I think they may go for the bowl because I don't.
You're winning bowl. Put something in there.
But at the same time, it can go either way. Nades been map. Yep, I'm with it.
Okay.
I think that should have been the play for both these teams to make.
There we go. Ooh,
I like
they're
this.
going for the kill.
I like it. Okay, I'm with this.
So the beauty about this drop right here. So if you win the bowl and they challenge you, okay, at least two people are gonna die. But if you get the boom shot on top of that,
then you're good. And Reclaimed is a map where you can get dominations quickly, especially
really
if you win that team fight. But I wasn't thinking that they were going to go for the boom placement right away because it's 2-2. These fights is kind of going either way.
They don't want it to go either way.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, so they at the same time, they feel like, man, I think they can get this boom. It can all be over. But they're not thinking like that. They know that, hey, majority majority of the time, we're winning this bullfight. They're trying to avoid us in a fight. Let's force them to go in.
Yes.
Let's put the boom. And here we go. Flame coming in from Explosives. He's going to take down Solars. Another kill coming in favor of Summons. 2 members down from Echo Fox. 4v3 situation in favor of Optic Gaming. And they're going to make this a 4v2. Boom shot still in place. That should be close to a wipe. And that will be. With Toy falling, Boom shot is going to go in the hands of Optic Gaming. A-Hill being decapped. Domination coming through. Optic takes round number 5 with 18 seconds response.
They dropped the Boom and it bit him in the ass. The one thing I didn't like on Echo Fox's end, okay, they got the initial kill. But when that happened, they spread apart and left a 1v1 in a bowl. But I think it was Explosives. He came in the bowl, won the 2v1, and that turned the whole tide of the game.
You can honestly, if they got the mark on the first guy early on, you probably could bait the Boom.
Yeah.
Nades is going to be mid-map. That's the play. Don't do Snipes is now they getting like
I feel
like you're losing your composure at the point when you start to put
start putting everything everywhere.
Let's see what they want to do with it. It's a 20-second respawn round. Let's see what's the thought process behind it. I thought nades would have been good because whoever wins that fight between Summons and Toy, grab those nades, toss at the bowl if you need to.
I think it's irrelevant when you have Boom and Mana.
But maybe they didn't put the nades down because they felt like it was too much lethality. You know, you got another explosive on the map.
You have incense already.
Yeah, you know, put something that's gonna take a little bit more skill, and they're not gonna be guaranteed to kill either.
So now they're conceding it.
So they did get the bait though. They gave the bait. They took the Lancer approach. They let Mental have the bow for free, and so that's what I was saying. I said they can bait this if they want to, if they get that first mark. But now they got the mark on Mental. Mental just needs to stay safe. I don't know how protected he is in his bowl, if he's still in there or not. But Explosive will pick up Snipe mid-map.
That Sniper's going to be pretty huge.
Yeah, he got in and got out. He said peace.
So no one is going to pick up that Boom shot anytime soon.
Nah, especially like when it... So I think both incense was used for both teams. Snipe got picked up. Boom is still dead center, and Explosives is watching it. He just knows that he's not shooting regardless.
No.
And, you know, he's just watching his Boom. That's literally his job. They can wait till new incidents come up if they want to.
No, hands down. Right now, Echo Fox has map control, but the advantage goes in Optic Gaming's favor.
I'm not even sure if Echo has smokes either.
No, used it all. No one died.
He's just... they got it under his nose. He was too slow with it.
Fran, you slick, boy.
And he didn't, but that was the smart play, is that they didn't pick it up off center either. They picked it up as far right towards the archway as you... Oh! He caught him anyway. Fran tried to get away with the Boom and he caught him. So that Boom's on ground and Kenny's gonna pick it up. That was probably the snipe of the match.
Oh my God!
I take it back. I take it back. That was the snipe of the match.
Let him know, Gilbert.
That should be a dime, yes.
That's it. Optic Gaming won the map.
I take
map
it
ain't
back.
even over yet. They won.
It was 4-2 at the half on Foundation. Echo tied it up.
So, momentum-wise, when that happens to you, okay, that was a really smart pick about franchise, but you conceded the sniper. When you concede the sniper at a standstill, you lost. No matter what happens, you lost. Explosives took advantage of it. Two beautiful headshots.
So when he got the sniper and they slowed the game down, I thought that was a beautiful play by Optic. I thought it was even better play by Echo Fox for sneaking away with that Boom shot. I thought it was a jaw-dropping play. Explosive headshot and a Boom with the snipe.
That's
and then make it a second. Yeah, that was awesome. But all right, now folks, here comes a side of the map in which Optic Gaming is a little bit more favorable. This barn fight, they play a lot better than they did up top. So, like how we said on Foundation, I think was better at the first half than the second half. I think on Reclaimed, Echo is better at the first half and Optic's better at the second half. Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
So right now, Toy Soldier is down. Optic Gaming got their 2 members back. Oh, something's just left. But 4-2, Optic Gaming, okay, we saw what Echo Fox was capable of in bow. Yeah. They had some miscues, but ultimately, I would say they still had the upper hand. We just need Franchise and Co. to come up with a great strategy to lock down Optic Gaming. We can't have them get a bunch of fire weapons. They have to contain them and use that team fire to take them out.
Yes, they do. And you're going to start to see Echo Fox. You know, so folks, since it's halftime, that means that all the power weapons that was on the map, they're going to be wiped off.
Gone.
The respawn timers are going to drop back down to 10 seconds as well. So Echo Fox has a 2-hill advantage, in which in the early half, that's good. You know, you got 2-hill advantage, you're getting double points. You're going to see all the smokes being thrown from Optics. And when you see smokes, you're going to get action following up right behind it. So they're going to use these smokes. They're going to start to push in. A few players are going to get down. We're going to see what Echo Fox is known for. Their team fire. Can they stop the Optic Gaming push? And I think they just picked up a 3rd kill as well. And fantastic. Optic really could not break through that. But here comes the chaos. And this is what Optic drives in. Icy gets one, looking for a double. He lays a brick, but not enough.
Domination coming through. We gotta see that Echo Fox will hold it till Toy Soldier in the front lines. As 3 Optic Gaming members run up to try to capture it.
They're trying to get there, but they're getting hit with shots through the smokes, and Optic is trying to find the perfect area in which to push through. It's only 1 member left. That's going to be 4 down. Echo is going to take round 7.
Which was expected. Echo Fox started the game off strong, came to a standstill.
Optic Gaming blocks up top. Little dose of Echo Fox's own medicine.
They have to.
They blocked it. They put the X on top of at B. Nothing crazy. They don't care what weapon goes down in Workshop. And if they do go Workshop, they're gonna hit the boom shot on Workshop right away.
You have to exit.
They're gonna put nades. I'm with it. As long as they went for placing something that matter. Yeah. I'm completely fine with that.
Because once the boom or anything else goes up there, we all know where Echo Fox is going.
So the boom and the drop shot holds enough weight where it's going to be forcing the majority of players up top to play for it, and that's the fight in which Echo Fox thrives in. But as long as Optic chose that as their first weapon placement, as long as it ain't one of those weapons, it's good. But still a little something to fight for because it is like a little slight 1v1 that goes down on that half of the map.
Right.
And that's Icy versus his former teammate Toy Soldier. Both of them won their first event together with Notorious back in Gal 3.
Oh man.
Old teammates.
That's a throwback.
But you see, so check this out. From the overhead map, I was wondering why we had 2 members of Optic Gaming up top.
Yeah.
Summons hit the flank while Icy distracted Toy. Now Toy, he needs to find some way. Somebody on the map needs to be getting numbers and call-outs because Toy should not get pinched like that without knowing.
Not at all.
But he got flanked by Summons, and so those incidents go in favor of Optic. Optic was looking for the 2-hill cap. They also control Echo Fox's home hill as well. And they brought the incidents down low to control the E-hill. And that's just almost a perfect rotation from Optic Gaming with their home hill being one of the only hills that they were missing.
Franchise was calling a bad area as he got hit by the incendiary grenade right now. Optic Gaming looking great. They have 2-1 hill advantage. Echo Fox, they're moving towards Bow. Let's see if they can go and capture the D-hill.
So when you come up with setting up these strategies, you always got to have a player somewhere on the map getting those numbers. At least 2 players where you got to call out, hey, I got 3 coming this way, I got 2 coming this way, I got 1, and you need to do the math. And if something don't add up, somebody's getting flanked or something crazy is going on. Usually, especially back in day in Gears, small math like that, you were able to tell if your opponents was doing trick strats.
Oh yeah.
So it should be installed in all these players' heads, but you know, sometimes, hey, 1 round may slip up. You know, somebody may miss that call out of numbers, but I'm pretty sure Echo will be better about it next round. And so far, so good. I like the pressure from him up top, trying to go for that 2-hill setup. Good dodge by Fran, telling Icy, you know, that don't work on me, player.
So Echo Fox realized that the barn was not their fight. They went for a double home hill cap to get map domination. It's working in their advantage right now. So now they even the playing field, 2-hill to 1 advantage. And let's see if Optic can go ahead and reclaim the top side of this map.
And folks, it's still early on. You know, if we go by points, it's first to 210 wins, but it's still early on in this round. It's only 12-second respawns as well. Still a lot more action. This map can be flipped real quick. And Optic, they're going to be putting the pressure up top, trying to play for these home hills, getting Kyle back. Explosive's going to end up tapping up. That's going to be 2 down for Echo Fox. Now 4v3 situation in favor of Optic Gaming. Praise trapped, but he manages to even the odds, but he's still going to fall and give Optic his man advantage, at least for now.
Yeah, these teams aren't going for the point advantage. They're going for the domination. So you see it, they're going for this double home hill cap. They're trying to contain the other team. So that's the battle right now. They're trying to get map control because once you get that map control, you can lock them down in their home hill area.
The rest of the hills is easy at that point.
Exactly.
And with it being 12-second respawn, it's going to be very, very chaotic. So good that E got decapped, but they're going to be losing their home hill in the process. It's just a constant rotation, back and forth between the two. And that's what we see out of this high-level gameplay. You got to be on it, especially because the domination can be snuck up under your nose very, very quickly. But we're also seeing Echo Fox strength, this team fire. You just see the Lancer fire. They called out Mentor. They know his character. They said, hey, you know, he's going to be over here. Focus that fire. Let's see if Optic can get themselves out of the situation.
Kenny bounce in a 1v2 situation. Let's see if he could buy time to help his team out. No, he can't. I did not notice the time.
Nah, he could not get it. That domination came through. I want to say it was like 2 heals being capped at the same time.
This is close.
So when that happens, you know, you only hear kind of like one notification sound when that goes down.
This is close as hell.
It is. Oh, you got your wish.
There it goes.
You got your wish, Velly. He was asking. He says, man, I'm trying to see some retros. Where is it at? This is Optic. I feel like this is like Optic digging in their old bag of tricks.
Yes, but that's a good thing.
That's good. That's when you know.
Side.
That's when you know.
They're pushing their backs against the wall where it's like, okay, what's going to work against these guys now? Because they're giving them one hell of a fight.
All right. That was a quick headshot, but traded off. Praise with the follow-up, 4v4. Those Insians up top this round went in favor of Toy Soldier. Now Optic, their shots are so accurate. In when you see this Retro Lancer, think of Retro Lancer compared to the regular Lancer. Think AR AK. This Retro Lancer puts out a lot of damage, and Optic is very accurate. You hit somebody with like 2, 3 of these bullets, the shots come easy. Oh, I like the heads-up play. He knew he was getting trapped. He knew he was getting pinched, and he got as close to his teammate as possible. The quick read, the double downs come through. Echo Fox's team fire.
Echo Fox's signature team fire helped him out in that situation. They took out Explosives, got a double kill in that scenario. 5v3 advantage. Let's see if they go ahead and capture this home hill for domination. Last hope.
Oh,
Kenny Balancing
they're
is
turning up.
Echo.
They're turning up.
I mean, Optic, you know.
This is what I want to see. I ain't seen a NA 2K final this excited in a while. Last week's was fun, but this is a good one.
I mean, I would say this is 100%. I mean, they're reaching
I say
deep.
if this goes, I say Echo Fox will have to end this at before it goes to round 13, because they're like 0-8 for round 13s.
It can't go neck to neck. If it goes neck to neck, they wind up on tiebreakers.
They got to pull away. Yeah, they definitely have to pull away with this one. All right. Let's see. How does this open and break? We got 1v1s between Icy and Toy Soldier for those instants. Actually, Toy's going for a pinch. He's not even contesting Icy.
Wow.
So I don't know how this is gonna affect the fight down low, but boom, gets picked up.
Reaction shot.
Oh.
Solar.
The little things.
Solars.
The little things, and that was Summons up top actually. So that was Summons up top, and he overextended, but he got the instance, but he lost complete track on what Toy was doing. And those are the type of fights when you gotta play man up with your guy. You can't let him join a fight down low and turn that into a 5v4.
And that was the game changer.
Optic fighting to stay in this one. And the boom shots come out as well. Oh, and that's gonna be a wipe. Echo Fox goes max point reclaimed.
One more round is needed. What more can we say about Franchise? He ran in there, picked up the boom shot, and trusted his teammates to protect him. He got it, jumped away, even though granted, he died.
Yeah, he died, but those are
Solas
plays
was there to pick it up.
Exactly. And those are the type of plays that matter, because when you have a quick pick with power weapons, you just have to go and trust your teammates are going to hit those smokes right. You know, you just got to trust it and go. This map is set up for Optic. This is what they want. You got explosive with Retro Lancers. You got the boom shot down low for the team fight. Summons just cannot let Toy slip under his nose again. And so if you watch the 2 dots at the top of the map, folks, you see they're pretty much equal. And they're like, nah, you know what? Toy goes up, Summons goes down low, Summons is up as well. So they are going to fight the fight this round. They did get eyes on each other. So this is going to be 4v4 down low for the bread.
The biggest fight right now is happening down here in Barn for the boom shot. Praise takes out Icy. Kenny Bounce takes out Praise. Kenny with the triple kill.
He's going to fall, but he took 3. And there's the Retro Lancer from Explosive, so they should be able to get this boom shot. They got Retros. Toy is being pinched, and he's going to fall. That's going to be a wipe. They just got to spread out.
Optic Gaming with the boom shot and map control. This is a round that is theirs to win.
It really is. This should be their round. You got Praise, frantically pushing out, but he's going to get cleaned up. Oh, that was a beautiful kill by Fran, though. He dodged the instance, killed Summons, but Mental still has the boom shot in place. Oh, he reaction shot at the boom shot to kill the guy that was putting shots in his back. Can Optic close out this round? This should be an easy kill on Toy for Icy. He's going to get the down. Oh, going to close that out.
Optic.
I just love how Mental was able to get that boom shot out before he fell. Okay. If this goes round 13, I'm gonna say it.
Say it.
This is the best North American 2K final that we would have had in the last 2 seasons if this goes
Really?
round 13. Yeah. I've seen every single one.
I don't want to see it go there. I want to see Echo Fox prove to the community that they can close out this team.
And my statement still stands that if this goes round 13, Optic wins this match.
I agree.
Echo has to win this now.
Yeah, yeah.
They do. They cannot put them nerves on them because I think they thrive under that pressure.
Yeah, big time. Optic loves it. Echo Fox, I mean, they play real. Echo Fox textbook gameplay. It's like a well-oiled machine. Optic Gaming, there's this ball of fire. You can't contain them. You can't contain them at all. And if you let that fire grow, I mean, they're just going to take over. So Echo Fox, I want to see them start strong, get this boom shot, and end the game as fast as possible.
All right, here we go, folks. Let us know in the chat who you want to win, who you think is going to come out on top. Looking at those dots at the top of the map, seeing if anybody wants to be sneaky. Toy Soldier's going up top, Summon's going up top. 4v4 battle down low. Fran gets in real quick, not able to pick anything up just yet. Fran gets the first, breaks ice on Icy. Kinsel gets, Kenny gets the team kill. 3 down for Optic. Summons 1-1v1 with Toy.
This is it.
But we've seen Summons time and time again. Okay, keep his team in the game. Trying to catch Kyle off guard. Kyle has the retro. Not able to connect with it. He's just trying to stay alive. He's dodging booms as well. He dodged the second one, I think.
Gotta make a play, big fella.
Oh! Did he buy his team enough time? No. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, Echo Fox wins the North American 2K final.
About damn time.
Woo!
About damn time.
They close it out.